we really wanted you to come on and just share a little bit about who you are. So this is Lenika and Gregg. They are an amazing, amazing power couple that we got to actually meet and like do one of these and like pinch them and stuff in Florida. And it was you had an amazing experience with her right when you guys met. And so it's one of those things we wanted you to come on here and really just quickly share your story of where you've been in this industry, because we've got a lot of people that are coming on to our team and inside of our organization that are like, is this the right place to be? Should I
Yes.
do this? There's turmoil going on in the industry of like who's doing what, where are they going, all this kind of stuff. And you guys made the decision a little under a year ago to really pursue Partner Co. And we want to kind of hear a little bit of your story. I know you don't have a lot of time, but we'll make as best we can. So we'd love to hear your story, and maybe we've got a couple of extra questions for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, James Angel, first of all, guys, thank you for inviting us here on the night to just share with you guys. Lenika and I, like you said, it's calls going on everywhere, right?
We just got off a corporate call. We've just launched someone in business. We got the Eastern Standard, Central Standard Time, a little discombobulated, but we are here, and we're so thankful that you would want to have us on your call and your team. Hey, team.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So, how did we get started here? Well, the truth of the matter is I didn't. She did. And it was back in 2008, right? 2008. I have an engineering background, and Lenika has a pre-med background. So we're not slackers, right? We're smart people. But anyway, guys, that was our backgrounds, and we worked in pharmaceuticals and was able to do fairly well in that industry, right? But we've got 6 children, 6 daughters, and we've got a granddaughter as well. But in that process, we had so many daughters and things. Lenika made the decision that she didn't want to stay and work while we had all our daughters. At that time, we had like 3 daughters in daycare, and so every dime that she was making was going straight to daycare.
Right. So basically, I was like, bye bye. Peace out, corporate America. I can't do you no more. I was like, I can't do you no more, corporate America. It is too stressful. And so our baby number 5 she was so beautiful, a little baby. I had returned back from maternity leave, and I just didn't want to leave her with someone. And as Gregg mentioned, we had 3 children in daycare. We changed diapers for 15 years, right? So I tell people every day that, when I can get a chance, when we're speaking, all of the millions that we've earned in this industry, like we earned it all because God was like, we're going to bless you because y'all went through some struggles. So we changed diapers. So
our life was diapers and milk for 15 years straight. And that is real talk, 15 years straight.
Right. So I was that mom who was looking for something to call my own. I was like, I'm more than just being peed on and pooped on and throw up on. I mean, really, this is real talk. Like, I was looking for something to call my own. It was in my 30s. And we're first generational multimillionaires. We made 6 figures our first year. By 2015, we had hit millionaire status. And so here it is, 2024. And so we've done a lot in the industry, have led a lot of people, have had some incredible fun times. There's been some stressful times, just with anything else. But the beautiful thing about it is we get to work for ourselves, travel the world, work remote, right? And you don't have to answer to a boss. You don't have to worry about lying to call in when one of the kids are sick. And so we have found freedom in this industry, not only financial freedom, but also time freedom. Mm-hmm. And so we pivoted last year to come here and Partner Co. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I did not understand the divine moment that was taking place with Partner Co. Now, when we met our now founders, Darren and John, we knew them, but we had to pivot in the industry. But when we met them, we said, it's something special on this, right? Mm-hmm. We still didn't understand the fullness of really it was here, but we knew when we connected with them, we were like, they are different. These are men of integrity. They love their wives. They love their family. These are real business men. And if I may also say, what really impressed us is they were not new money. All right. You want to touch on?
Oh, no, I'll talk about
and I think this is really good, especially if you have any leaders that are on here.
Yeah,
tonight,
absolutely.
So
Lenika and I, again, we've been in this industry for, 20 years, right? Because even before, when I say 2008, that's when Lenika actually started seeing success, right? But before then, it was like 10 years of laying groundwork, right? And coming into understanding. But in that time frame, you learn to know what to look for. You learn to look at the signs, look at the people, look at the company, look at the products, look at what's going on. You learn to look at all these different types of things. So in this forest of 10,000, 10 million network marketing companies out here, right? You learn to find what's real. And so even when we went and we sat down with Darren and John, and we met them for the first time down in Puerto Rico, and I'm talking about why we even decided to partner with Partner Co. We sat down with them. We knew that they were real people. We saw their heart. They were very transparent. We met the wives, we met the kids, we had dinner, we broke bread, right? And we are able to sit here and talk eye to eye as people. And I was like, okay, these guys, they really are the real deal. And we think, Lenika and I, we think we're pretty good at kind of measuring up people when we meet them. But it was sitting down talking with these guys, and Lenika mentioned, they weren't new money. Right. We've been in those companies that had owners that had never seen success, never made money. And when the financial success came, we partner, and all of a sudden things take off, financial success come, they go crazy. We've seen that. Yeah. We've seen companies out here with products you think are real, but you find out they could be make-believe, right? We've seen the whole nine. Right. We've seen people change, turn. We've seen all of it. And that's just this industry. But, this is when we were down in Panama City where we met James and Angel. One of the things that one of the young ladies asked from the stage is, everybody that's in the room, if this is your first network marketing company, raise your hand. And then, of course, you had some people in the room raising their hand. And she said, and this was kind of profound, she said, count your blessings. Yeah. That this is your first network marketing experience. Because we have a lot of people here that's seen the worst of the industry, but this Partner Co, oh yeah, you're starting with the best company that I've seen in decades. And this is by far the best company Lenika and I have seen in our career in network marketing, because of the products, because of the company, because of the ownership, because of the compensation plan. This is by far one of the best companies we've ever been a part of.
And one of the things that I would say is it was also like they weren't money motivated, but more so mission minded. And it was more so had to do with the vision and where they were going to take Partner Co, which of course we know too from a money standpoint and a revenue standpoint, because it's still business, that when a CEO, founder, and this team is more mission minded and vision driven, then the income is going to come. If we do the work, it's inevitable. That's just how business works. And so that also got our attention as well.
Well, I love your guys' story, because when you think about all the choices you had, we didn't say your resume because I know some of your numbers. I don't know all of your numbers, but if you're on here watching this replay, because again, I hope you're watching this and I hope you're hearing some little nuggets that they're dropping. Just share what you'd want to share of your resume. Like, how many people have you had in your business? What is your total earnings before Partner Co? What did that look like in terms of your resume? Just what you were coming into the market going, hey, where should we go? What should we do? What were you coming in with that? What did that look like?
So when going back to 2008, 2009, and we start there because that's when we really start seeing success.
Yeah, that's when we seriously got involved with the industry, meaning I left corporate America and I have not returned back. And that's almost been 18 years. Yeah. So that's we try to tell it, but we were introduced to network marketing. Like when I was a little girl, my mom was doing Amway. Like most of us have that experience, right? And then 1997, I heard about another health and wellness company.
Mm-hmm. And was able to actually go to the top of that company.
Yeah.
We were able to earn the top rank in that company, pretty much green.
Yeah.
We knew a little bit, but we were bringing who we were, bringing our knowledge of leading and doing different things, was able to go to the top of that company.
Yeah. And was the only one in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, no one has beat that record, go to the top of that particular company.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did that in 7 months. And then we realized, okay, Lord, there's a mantle of influence on us. Okay, thank you. Right. We realized that, but we were just doing a call with corporate. Yeah. I told them, I said, I think a lot of it had to do too, because we got a whole lot of kids, y'all. Like we have 6 daughters. And so we're so used to letting, people just shine in their gifts. And I think that has really helped. Matter of fact, I know that has helped us with our leadership, right? And so what we do is we let people soar in their own gifts, and we're not smothering anybody. We're not condemning them. If they mess up, make a mistake, that's cool. Get back up and try it again. But a lot of that we believe had to do with parenting all of these different people, right? Who are not the same. So that company, we did really good. We had to pivot. And during that time, I wrote my first book. And we are believers, actually ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And God spoke to me. He said, I am not releasing the level of wealth that I have for you until you write this book. So got the book done. And right after that, I'm in prayer, like, okay, God, what are we going to do? Like, what's next? And then I remember this day, I was sharing about it yesterday. I'm in the room in prayer. By this time, and Gregg had to go back to work because we went to the top of the company, but we had some things that was not right with that particular company, infrastructure wise, and it affected our business and her business. So fast forward, I'm praying, and the strength of God literally hit my back. And God said, I am sending you back in this industry. And I'm like, what? And so he said, I am sending you back in this industry. You're not done. There's work to be done. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm open. So now I'm open. I remember telling Gregg, God spoke. Now we're open to hear, to see. And literally 10 days later, the opportunity that would then catapult us to multimillionaire status, it knocked on our door. And we were asked to become a part of the founding families. So essentially, like how that look is like master distributors to help launch an entire company in the United States. And then that company ended up going global. Now, as far as the actual stats, I don't know. Yeah, we were like 90% of the company. Gregg and I, our organization with our partners, 90% of the company, hundreds of thousands, a whole bunch of distributors was a part of our organization. We, with that company, you're talking about 40 to 50 million in commissions earned. Highest month, $1 million in commission. We were seeing sales volume of millions a week in the pay leg.
I'm gonna share some numbers real quick.
Yeah, and what numbers?
Yeah, well, these are numbers are very significant because Lenika actually was, she loves to look back at the history of posts in social media. Well, I'm gonna just talk around a little bit, right?
No, that's good.
And she looked at a post that she put up. This was back in 2020. Now, of course, March 2020, we all know that the pandemic hit the world, right? So some of this has to deal with some outside circumstances, right? But we was getting paid every single week, right? In this 1 week time frame, there were in our organization, over 38,000 new partners got started in that 1 week.
That didn't even sound real.
There were over 90, was it 92 or 98?
I got
90, I think it was over 92,000 new customers started that week. This was in 1 week now. Here it is right here. It was 38,775 new partners 96,368 new customers.
That didn't even set right. They're shaking their heads because even for us, it's like sometimes you can be in something and you don't even realize like how good it is or what's happening. You're just in it. But last night I looked at Greg. I said, Greg, and for somebody needed to hear this tonight because I didn't even know we would be sharing this. But I said,
but it's possible.
I said, Greg, look at the business that was hitting our organization and our team. It's right on Facebook in the memories. I screenshotted this and he said that he was going to send it to our now upline and partner code, right? But these are real numbers. And so it is just then brand new ranks, bro, almost 1,000 title ranks, bro, throughout the whole team and the whole organization. But it just also speaks to what we all have. And you just don't know who's gonna be a part of your team. It could be another James and Angel. Like, you don't know who's gonna come into your organization, who's gonna say yes, who's gonna take the credit card out and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing. Like, it could be another Lenika Scott, that stay-at-home mom who is looking for something else to do, right? Not wanting to always say, can I get $20 so the baby can get up in her shoes, right? I want to be able to go out and swipe my own credit card and not have to ask. You understand? Y'all understand? So you don't know who's looking, who's watching, who is ready for change. You don't know who is looking and have been praying for like a financial shift in their life, and that would change the whole trajectory of their life. And so, of course, with those type of stats and numbers, our lives have changed. We've been able to get homes, you all, debt-free for families. Our home a couple of years ago, well, our first home was in 2015, paid for in cash. We bought that home with cash, meaning our first debt-free, no mortgage home, okay? Our first home was 1997. That ended up going into foreclosure. That's a whole nother story, right? But then 2 years ago, we were blessed to purchase this home, 2.6 million cash, paid for. It's on Instagram.
But we built this home from the ground up.
Yeah, we built it from the ground up.
We were able to purchase the land in 2017. And then we started the build, and by the time the build was finished, the whole house was paid for.
So
and it was to this industry.
Yeah, because of network marketing. And so
but when I look at these numbers, when Lenika showed me this post yesterday, these numbers serve to me as a reminder of possibilities. Right. And when I saw those numbers, I was like, oh my God, because I completely forgot about it. But when I saw those numbers, I was like, we could take those types of numbers and do them today with this company, Partner Code.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So just seeing that yesterday just served as a reminder to me of the possibilities in this industry.
Okay. Everyone, I'm like mind blown right now because I've known your numbers, but I'm just like, and how you did that with 6 children.
Right. That's the most mind-blowing number.
I'm just like, how in the world? Because there are some people on here, and I will just call it out how it is. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. My partner doesn't support me. Like all the excuses.
My one kid has sports.
Has 5 different sports. You have 6 daughters.
That's why you have to do it.
And they were little when you started this. It's like, can you please wrap someone's mind around that as a mom, a stay-at-home mom that wants to stay home with their kids? How the heck do they find the time to do this? How do you both manage like husband and wife doing this together and managing 6 little ones at the same time? How did you fit that in the pockets of your day and earn $40 million in this industry? Like, tell me your secrets, please.
I'm gonna share this one thing, then I'm gonna give it to Lenika. There is a picture floating around social media of Lenika, and this was with the company even before we even started seeing success. There's a picture floating around with Lenika on a laptop that she earned in the company at that time as a top enroller, with holding a baby. With, I think she had the headset on, because that's when the headset was popular, right? She had the headset on, holding the laptop and holding the baby, and was working.
Yes, yeah. So what I would do, like, I was just so hungry for change.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had just lost my brother. My mom found him, gone. That was a lot. And so it was like, for me, you know how we all have these moments. And I want you all, because I know we kind of been laughing or whatever, but life is serious, right? We if we're gonna really accomplish some things in life, we got to be serious about it. I call them defining moments, right? Where there's just like this fork in the road, and you can decide which way you're gonna go. And so for me, I could have went down a road of depression, despair, but I went down this road, and it was in this path, in this industry, the home business industry, and I just dug into it, right? And so instead of getting depressed, every day I would get up when Gregg went to work, and I would get the girls ready that was home, get the ones off to school. And then instead of like looking at TV or doing a whole lot of activities with them, I would go to work. I would bring their toys in there with me, and they would be right beside me playing with their toys. And then when they would go down for nap, I would get on a call and contact the leads that I had made from online. And so I was just so diligent, and every single day I would be getting people on presentations. So I did that, the TV and all of that. Like I said no to that, like the extra calls, that you're making with your girlfriends where they're not producing anything. I didn't do that. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I just worked like every single day, my business. And then, when things began to pick up and progress, now Gregg, when he started to see this thing is working, we worked together the business on the weekends or even at night. We would work the business. So instead of looking at TV or, spending that time like that, we would do that. And so then what we started to do is then even incorporate the girls in it. And so now we're all going on a trip together. Of course, it was to do some presentations, but then we would say, okay, we're going to all go out to eat after it, right? So we started to incorporate our life and our family in it. But the reality is, you all, we just pulled back from things that really does not, like, what is it? We talked about this yesterday to someone, tell a vision. That is telling, you understand? So we pulled back on some of those types of things, and we worked during those times, and it just really just caught up. And we tell people too that do have excuses, well, I got kids, I can't do it. Really, that should be a reason for you to do.
That's a reason to do.
Yeah, so we would incorporate the children, and then we had to tell them sometimes, okay, y'all need to hush, mommy and daddy's on a call. When we have even entered into great seasons of momentum, even when Gregg was working a job, I remember Gregg would walk into that house and he would do one half of the presentation when I was doing the other half. I'm like, all right, could you go ahead and help cook the macaroni and cheese and so, or the stove, turn off the stove while I'm doing one part and he was doing one part. I mean, like, that is really how it was.
We made it work. And the thing about it is, you're going to make work what you want to make, right?
Yeah.
And I remember those days. I would come home from work. I'm working all day. I'm getting up 5 o'clock in the morning, going to work all day, coming home 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And the second I walk in the door, I don't walk in and sit down and look at TV. I don't go upstairs and go lay down. So no, I walk in the door and I made the left right into our office, and we immediately was on the phones and on the computers. Yeah. And that's how we worked it. Dinner was cooking. We were on the phones, on the computers. We were doing presentations. And I can remember we were like this some nights. I was doing the back half of the presentation. She was doing the front half. We had a time that when she finished, I finished. We were switching the phone, and then we was hitting them on the other half. We were doing it. We were doing it just like that. And we were. Sometimes it's like when you're in that groove. When you're in that groove, you're not thinking about it, right? Just going. And you're just going. And I remember coming home from work, going in. We were working. Going to bed 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 2 o'clock if we were doing a team leadership meeting, and getting up 5 o'clock, doing it again the next day. And this is where I get, and I tell people, listen, you guys, you just don't really understand. 6 months of real work. I'm not talking about out here pity patting playing with. Right. 6 months of really doing the work will change your entire life.
Yeah. So even from the side to now, people are saying, well, I ain't trying to do all of that. Well, let me also tell you, it's another side to this, because there was a side when I did get sick. I got burnt out and I had to seek holistic care. But let me tell you something, we weren't working. We were resting. We were in, but we had the income that could help with the lifestyle that we had created because of the work that we did and the seeds that we planted. So there's other sides to it too, right? And the residual income that was also built as a result of the work was still there when we needed it to be there without having to work at that time in that minute or that moment for it. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense. I think the question I have for you guys is, like you shared your resume, right? And where you came from, where you've been. Because someone like you, is the reason that we wanted you to have you on here tonight was you're awesome people. I think you're that example of you went into the market and said, okay, this is what we've done. Where are we going to go next? And then you decided to go, this is where we're going to go. We're like, that's why I wanted you to tell your resume, 90,000 people join your business, customer or brand partner, whatever it is in a week. That's crazy. And so you had the resume to go and write your ticket really whenever you want. You could have started your own company, probably could have done anything, but you chose to go, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to be at Partner Co. and not just do it. You guys ran in. And you scaled the plan, you got on the partners council, all these different things. And now you're helping really shape the company of where it's going. But why? Why not do a startup? Why not do a different company? What about this? What had that little magic? You mentioned a little bit in Puerto Rico and then kind of in Florida, but what was that magic moment for you guys where you're like, yeah, this is where we're going to plant and we're going to run, and what have you done since you started?
Yeah. Well, that magic moment for me was really when we did go to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And we met Darren and John, and we got to see them for who they really were. I told them when we met them, I said, we can talk to people on the phone. We can even talk to you over Zoom, but until I'm sitting down and we're breaking bread and we're talking face to face, I still don't know you.
Yeah.
I have to be able to know you and to get down there and to see the transparency and to share the stories. And I'm talking about, these are just not the high level stories. No, we were talking about some real stories of our lives and stuff. And these guys were talking with us and their families were there, their kids were there. And I was like, man, this is really powerful because it really tapped into who Lenika and I really are.
Right.
And one thing about us, and this is what I tell everybody, you have to have vision. You have to have a personal vision for your life.
Your family.
We've got a vision for our family. We've got a vision for this business, and all of it has to be intertwined with each other. The vision that we have, Lenika and I, and we share this all the time, is we will leave an inheritance and not a bill. That is our vision. We will make sure we have an inheritance for our kids' kids, right? And so that's how we move, and that's why we move the way we move. So connecting with these guys and them sharing what's on their heart and what they really want to do with this company, it just connected with our life vision. Right. And then the other part of that you were talking about, we had some incredible success and really believe in that 3-month time frame where we weren't with the other company and we decided to get started with Partner Co. We were approached to start our own company. We were approached to come over here and just lead this whole thing here. But at the end of the day, Lenika and I, we're realists and we like to be real about what we're doing. And so you starting your own company, a lot of people don't know a lot of the work and stuff that goes into that. Right. And it sounds good, but in reality, most companies never make it past 5 years. Right. But here you've got a company that has a 25-year rich history already. You've got a company that got proven products that people have made millions of dollars residually over the last 25 years. You've got a company who has ownership and corporate staff whose heart is in the right place because they've been through the trenches. They've seen the good and bad. They know exactly what they want. And so now you got a group of people coming together with common thought processes, common direction, common vision, common hearts, common pretty much who they are. all that in common, coming together, guys. It has no choice but to be powerful. And the last thing I'll share, and I give it to Lenika, is we did it for the team.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people out here that were displaced. You know, when we had to kind of make some moves, a lot of people were displaced. And we wanted to make sure that these people that partner with us, put their faith and their trust in us, they had somewhere to go, but it had to be somewhere that was right.
Yeah, and it felt safe.
And it was safe.
Yeah, and I would say it did. It felt safe. We are spirit-led individuals, and when we connected with our sponsors, right? We knew, we said, okay, this is God orchestrating our steps in this space for this season, and it felt right. And so it was also even a part of us surrendering, right? We really had to surrender, you know, okay.
Because we had said we weren't going to do this again.
Really, right. We had to surrender. And that's even a part of just even yielding. Okay, Lord, we're gonna surrender to this journey. We don't understand it all. We don't know why you're putting this company in our path, but it feels right. It feels like this is where we're supposed to be. So we're gonna do it. And James asked a question, and you know, we didn't even know. So for those of you who are looking at the replay, Partner Code have what is called like power ranking, right? We didn't know what the heck was a power ranking. So our first week into the company, like we had hit this rank, you know, we crushed the rank. Nobody, they said, did it that fast. We're like, oh, really? And then we get a call from Darren. He's like, you guys are 4 in the world. It's like, okay, that's good.
What does that mean?
Like, we didn't even know what it meant, right? And then the next week, right, #1 in the world, right? And so we had went to the top spot of the power ranking in the world, the country, the region, and the state, right? #1. So for the whole month of last year, which was May, at the end of May last year, all the way to December. Matter of fact, it was into January. We were like #1 power ranking in the world. And basically it is a measuring chart, which measure leadership, retention, personal customer acquisition, and growth. So they said it's not easy like to do, is these different metrics that they look at, that the company look at. And so we were like, wow.
But here's the thing that's powerful about it. It's based on the individual, not solely on the team and what the team is doing. It's based on what you are individually doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it.
Your team, so right. But my point for saying that, right, it did feel good to do that, to show, you know, people in this industry, like, we really do know how to do network marketing, y'all. You know, like, we really are leaders in this thing. But I believe that it was also God's hand stamp of saying, because you did surrender, you didn't let pride or ego get in your way. You were open to sharing your gifts and helping your team find something solid and safe, and it feels good and right. And you are mission minded, and you are looking not only at yourself, but your people. This is what I'm going to do. Like, it was like an extra special gift. Like, we weren't trying to do it because we didn't even know what it was, right? But when it happened, it felt good. And I just believe that those are all types of things that typically happen, which is why this industry still today, one of the best industries where the average person can come in and make a living and just create something very special for themselves and their families.
Oh my gosh, I love all of this, because I know you guys weren't on the first half of the call, but like all the things you're saying were all the things we were saying. So it just shows like how God ordains this, like this team and this call and the mission and Partner Co. Because, you know, before we joined Partner Co., I shared a little bit earlier, I was sitting still for 2 months, 2 or 3 months, and just waiting for the Lord to share what company, right? And like you guys, we were being thrown, hey, fly here, here, I'll send you products, blah, 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 right? And here, start a company. So we know all those things and we know how it feels. But then when you sit still and let God, you know, direct your path, it's like, wow, what can really happen? And what's so special about this call to me is you, Lenika, is just, you know, we had just joined a week before we went to Florida. And literally within 30 minutes of me being there, For those of you that are on the call, like I did not know Lenika before this, and we were just chatting in a circle, and she just pulls me aside and she was like, God has spoken to me that I need to pray over you. And I was like, what is happening right now? And she said the most beautiful prayer. And that right there was like, okay, I'm home. Like seriously, like it means so much to me. I was sharing a little bit of my heart on this call earlier. It's like, we've been through so much. We've been so much heartache. And like you said, just let your light shine, and you're like, just open your heart. And that meant the world to me. So thank you for that special gift that I got to receive from you in Florida, because it really allowed me to say, okay, like I can trust again. I can breathe again and open my heart here. So I just commend you and thank you so much. It meant a lot. And I think it's because of your surrendering, you're now attracting people like us, and we'll attract more people like us to this call and this mission of Partner Co.
Well, and here's the thing too. In reality, we have no financial interest in each other.
Right.
Like you guys are not in our support team. You guys are not in anything. And that's one of the things that you guys said when we met too, is the collaboration of this company has never been done before.
Oh my gosh.
You know, when people come together, like, no, this is the secret. This is exactly what I'm doing. Like when we met, I was like, here, go see our machine, knock yourself out. It's all about. And that collaboration is huge. And maybe we'll end on that note of like, you know, the collaboration that's here at Partner Co. Somebody's literally giving a very hard look at this company.
Yeah.
What that difference maker that you guys have seen and you brought to the company, because they're collaborating with you right away. They're collaborating with us right away. And we're like, we didn't really do anything. But then I told her what her check is, and she's like, well, how did we make that? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. And so like you guys, power ranking 1, that sounds good. Sure. Okay.
Let's do it.
And so what's that like? Because you are on the partner council. You are in those meetings almost on a daily basis. Yes. What's it like in those conversations? Let's kind of end on that note of where's the company going? Because you're seeing it from the inside.
Well, and if another leader's looking in, like what is that difference maker?
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you guys this. These partner council meetings is zero ego. And it's just so powerful to be in the room, because you're actually in the room with some people that have done some amazing things in this industry. But everybody has seen the bad side of this industry, you know, but now we're all coming together on common ground because we all want the same thing. So, you know, it's for the betterment of the company. The company succeeds, we all succeed. Right. And we're all at a place in our life where we've done this long enough to know exactly what needs to be done. We're all at a place in our life where we've all said the same thing. This is our last stop. Right. So we will do this right. Mm-hmm. You know, so now in these partners councils meetings, it's like everybody's just coming together. The collaboration is so strong. It's mind blowing. And you know, Brett Palmer, he always says it, that the lines of sponsorship here are blurred, and they're blurred for real. You know, I remember Lenika and I, we had our meeting in Memphis, and we had a lot of their team come. And I remember we were on the stage and we were doing recognition, and Pastor Andrews, First Lady Tammy, they were up there, they were announcing recognition, and they had people on their team that was sitting in the audience. And we was like, no, you guys come on the stage too. Yeah. You know, and that right there, how it made them feel. And it was so astonishing, right? Because people haven't experienced network marketing like that. One thing that I share is, I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. We will take care of each other. I don't care whose team you on, because the stronger we are all doing this together, the stronger the company will be. And I'll end with this last thing. It's a quote that I always share with people, and it's a quote by Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that feeling, guys, is network marketing. Network marketing is a feeling. And that's why it feels so good. And that's also why it can hurt so bad when it's not right, because it's how you feel.
That's it. And I'll say one thing that I really love about our Partners Council, and why it was very refreshing for Gregg and I, is because we have to vote on changes. In this council, it protects leaders like us that are doing this full time. Like, it really is a protection. So when we got on one of our first Partners Council meeting, it was like a bottle right, of our probiotics. It changed just slightly. And they were sharing the information with us. And I said, this is so refreshing. And so they vote on the smallest little changes, in any changes that will be affected, will affect those of us that are building, meaning the distributors, the leaders that are building the field, that are building in the field. We know about it. And so that was also so refreshing, because it was something that we've never been able to experience.
So you feel protected.
You feel protected. Like any comp plan change, we would have to vote on that first. Any product, major announcement, package change, it has to be voted on. So what we found too was that it was a true partnership with the corporate and then also the field. And then that made us even feel that much more great about the decision that we have made to be here. So thanks so much for having us. We so appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for
you.
being here. And it really just feels like a real business. It feels like you guys are real business partners to us. We're business partners to you. Everyone here is a business partner, and we're doing everything to help everyone in business, like it should be, not just a thing that we're doing or a way to make money. It's a real business, and we can all participate in any way. So thank you guys so much for hopping on here. We'll make sure this recording gets out to everybody, and we'll see you so soon. God bless. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great night.
All right, guys.